Many have tried, many have failed, only one has ever succeeded. This is Ninja Warrior of Halo!
Hello guys, welcome back to Ninja Warrior of Halo. I'm HuntUnit751. We're halfway through Stage 2 and it has certainly proven to be entertaining and action-packed so far. 11 competitors out of our 22 have taken on Stage 2 so far, and it has proven to be a real mixed bag of performances, with 6 failures, 4 of which have happened on the metal spin, including veteran Sideshow Freak, who is making his final ever appearance on the course before he retires, but his run came to an early and abrupt end. We also saw Killer the Man, who made it to the 3rd stage on his debut in the last tournament, just miss out on making it there for a second time. With the finish line in sight, he ran out of time on the vehicle ramps. But despite these failures, we did see 5 clears. 2 competitors who were taking on Stage 2 for their first time were both able to succeed, as well as rising veteran Master Norimak, who had a very close call on the spider walk, but recovered to clear, along with Gotanks, who just scraped through in time. Finally, we saw Game Types, one of the most experienced competitors of all time, put on a dominating performance to so far post the fastest time on Stage 2. Whilst these 5 are ready for Stage 3, we still have 11 more competitors waiting to take on Stage 2. They are some of the most experienced and successful competitors. They've all beaten this Stage 2 on the Halo 4 course at least once in the past. So the question is, how many of them will have what it takes to beat this Stage 2 again today? Could all of them succeed and we have a record 16 competitors moving on to Stage 3? Could we have a record group moving on to Stage 3? Let's head back to the start line as the final ever Stage 2 on the 360 concludes. First up on Stage 2 is Expose. This is the British competitor who is taking on the course for his 5th time, and this is the 3rd time he's made it to the 2nd stage. Both of his previous 2 attempts in tournaments 12 and 14, he was able to beat the 2nd stage, so can he make it a hat-trick of successes? He's moving down the first of 6 obstacles, the chain reaction, nicely, and is through it nicely. Onto the brick climb. Ever-present time waster, but it doesn't waste any of Expose this time. Onto the spider walk. He's done this plenty of times before, or well, twice before, and he's beaten it both times before. Can he do it again today? Moving nicely through the spider walk. He actually had the 2nd slowest time on Stage 1, so maybe speed could be a bit of an issue for him. But he's doing okay at the minute. 30 seconds left on the clock as he reaches the hanging stairs. This obstacle proved to be very merciful, to our competitors, whereas this obstacle proved to be merciless. The metal spin has already taken out 4 competitors. How will Expose fare with it? No, he can't do it! He's beaten by it! Oh, he's beaten it in Tournament 14, but not this time. Well, next up is one of our most experienced competitors on this course. Next up is Soul Reaper 1025, one of the most experienced competitors ever on Ninja Warrior of Halo. He's been competing since the first ever Halo Reach tournament back in Tournament 2, and is today making his 11th appearance. Although his debut didn't quite go to plan as he failed the first obstacle, he was then able to improve on each of his performances in the next 5 tournaments, albeit failing Stage 1 each time. But on his next 6 appearances, he's beat Stage 1 in the last 4 tournaments, in Tournaments 9, 12, 14 and today. And in one of those attempts, in Tournament 12, he made it to the 3rd stage for his first and currently only time, going out on the body prop. Soul, however, has yet to announce whether he'll be back for the Xbox One tournaments, so theoretically, this could be Soul's final ever appearance on the course. Can Soul go out with a bang? Can this British veteran, former Stage 3 finalist, make it to the 3rd stage for a 2nd time and potentially produce a personal best? Soul Reaper 1025 back for his 11th appearance and the 4th time he's made it to the 2nd stage, and in fact this is the first time in his career he's made it to Stage 2 in back-to-back appearances. He made it this far in Tournament 14, didn't compete in Tournament 15, but has made it here again today. He failed the metal spin in Tournament 14, so can he get past it today? Onto the spider walk. Expose failed it, and that's despite the fact that Expose was able to beat that version of the metal spin. This version of the metal spin is exactly the same as it was in Tournament 14. He beat it then, but he couldn't beat it this time. And Expose failed. Soul failed this version 2 tournaments ago. It's going to be playing on his mind a little bit. Looking at the clock, he's got roughly the same time as Expose did. Soul might want to pick up the pace a little bit. Doing okay. Come on, Soul, a little bit quicker. 20 seconds. He might. This could be close here unless he's quick. Metal spin is where he failed in his last appearance. Come on, Soul, get on with it. Stop being so cautious. He goes for it, he gets it nicely. But he's only got 10 seconds left. The klaxon sounds. Soul, what are you doing? Why is he going so slow? Can he not hear me? I'm telling him the klaxon's sounding. No, he's out of time. Soul, he was going so slowly at the end there. That cost him, and to add insult to injury, he doesn't even get to touch the landmine. It's all over for Soul. He runs out of time on the vehicle ramps. Well, that's 2 down already. Next up is a man that we've become very used to seeing on this second stage, because this is the only competitor to have made it to stage 2 in all 7 Halo 4 tournaments. Spiteful, the only competitor to ever achieve this feat, beating out the likes of many other top competitors like Smokey, Drago. He is the only competitor to have made it to this second stage in every single Halo 4 tournament. And in fact, in his other 6 attempts, he's made it to the vehicle ramps in all of his attempts. First 3 times he failed them, but in his last 3 tournaments, he has beaten them and got to the 3rd stage. Oh, Spiteful! Oh, he accidentally landed on the window there. That could have gone very badly wrong. But he's looking good at the minute. He's pretty quickly through the first 3 obstacles. Now he's down onto the hanging stairs. He made it to the cliffhanger in the last tournament, which was his best ever performance, and he wants to go even further today. Onto the metal spin. Time is pretty good at the minute. He can afford a quick second. Can he get the metal spin though? Yes, he can. Nicely done. Ooh. Okay, it looked like he was going to go for it then. He goes for it now. What the heck, Spiteful? What the heck just happened? How did Spiteful miss that? Oh, let's get a replay of this. He got the jump onto the metal spin fine. It looked like he considered going straight for the jump off, but then he paused. Then he went for it, and he somehow undershot it. Did he forget to sprint? Did he jump too early? Did he smack into the antenna? He let go of his sprint too early, I think. And Spiteful produces one of the most unexpected failures on this course. Shocking from Spiteful. That is now 3 top veterans in a row that we have seen fail. With all those failures, how will Buddy Jumps fail on this course? This is his 3rd appearance on the course, and it's the 3rd time he's made it to stage 2. He is, of course, the Halo Ninja Warrior Grand Champion, the first ever competitor to beat the final stage on Smokey's course, and he's looking to become the 2nd competitor to do it on this course. He made it to stage 3 on his last appearance 2 tournaments ago, finishing in 2nd place in that tournament, getting to the cliffhanger. He wants to go even further today. Moving across the spider walk nicely, down the other side, and through, onto the hanging stairs. Very quickly through these as well. Takes a precautionary jump onto that last one, and now onto the metal spin. This is just taken out Spiteful of all competitors. Can Buddy handle this? Yes, he can. He flies over it. 19 seconds for the vehicle ramps. He's surely going to have this now. He doesn't like mongoose obstacles, so he's being a little bit cautious. 10 seconds as the klaxon sounds, but he goes for it on the last one, and Buddy Jumps completes the 2nd stage for the 2nd time in a row. 6 seconds left on the clock. Well done to the German competitor. He was cool, calm, and efficient, just as he always is. Flying through all of the obstacles, didn't really have any problems at all. Metal spin, he was quickly over that, and vehicle ramps, a little bit cautious on him, but he is our first competitor in this episode to be moving on to the 3rd stage. Next up is one of the most anticipated runs of Tournament 16. The next competitor is Sain the Legend, one of the men who has really shined since he made his debut on the Halo 4 course. His first appearance came in the first Halo 4 tournament, Tournament 10, when out of the 100 competitors competing, he stunned everyone, when on his debut, he was one of only 6 to complete the first stage. Albeit he failed the first obstacle in Stage 2, the chain reaction, he had still set the precedent and made his mark as being a potential rising star on this course. And he further enhanced that by making it to the 3rd stage on just his 2nd appearance on Smokey's course. However, since his Tournament 10 success, he struggled, failing the first stage 3 times in a row, twice on the jump hang and once on the final steps. However, in the last tournament, Sain produced one of the biggest shocks ever in Ninja War of Halo history. He beat Stage 1 for the first time since his debut in Tournament 10, and was able to overcome the chain reaction and complete the 2nd stage for his first time ever. But then, in the 3rd stage, despite 4 new obstacles being introduced, Sain was able to overcome all of them. He was able to get to the last of 8 obstacles, going further than any other competitor did, but he just missed out on making it to the final stage, slipping up on the mongoose slider. Nevertheless, he became only the 7th different person to finish in 1st place in a Ninja War of Halo tournament, and that incredible run has surely given him the newfound confidence to believe that he can go that one step further in this tournament and make it to the final stage in this final ever Xbox 360 tournament. Does Sain have what it takes to make it? And also, can he handle the high expectations set upon him? Sain the Legend. It was one of the most unbelievable performances I've ever seen in Ninja War of Halo, when he, on his first ever time on Stage 3, got to the last obstacle and just missed out, and finished in 1st place in that tournament, beating Smokey Massacre. He is determined to go even further this time. Smokey is watching on in the background, hoping that Sain can succeed. So onto the spider walk. Moving up it nicely. Across nicely and down. He's a man who doesn't like to go that fast. He's normally focused on getting everything just right, although he did actually have a pretty quick time in Stage 1. It was the 5th fastest time. So will he be just as solid on Stage 2? He's looking pretty solid at the minute, but now for the metal spin. Can he handle this? He goes down the left hand side. He is suffering from a bit of lag, but that's not going to stop him. Onto the vehicle ramps. First ramp. Oh no, Sain! Oh, that was very close. That would have been a shocking wipeout if that had happened. But he recovers nicely and powers through the last 2 ramps, and Sain completes the 2nd stage once again. 6.4 seconds left on the clock, just beating Buddy's time. And Smokey Massacre, and is that Alpha Puma or is that Vulcan? I'm not sure, but someone else is pretty happy as well. Sain the Legend looked pretty solid through all of the obstacles. Not the fastest in the world, and he was being held back a little bit by lag. But despite that near miss on the vehicle ramps, he was still able to power his way through. And as we can see here, Smokey Massacre and I think that's Alpha Puma are both very happy. Might be Vulcan. Answers on a postcard, please. But Smokey Massacre and Mr. Random are very happy that Sain has succeeded. Smokey, of course, will be hoping that he can join Sain the Legend in Stage 3. Just how far can Sain go? Does Sain have a realistic chance of making it to the final stage? Well, we'll find out soon enough when he takes on the 3rd stage. Well, that's 2 clears in a row, so hopefully we can continue the winning trend. We've got a good chance of doing that because we are now into the final 6 competitors, the most experienced and successful on this course. And first of them is Double Ump, the godfather of Halo jumping. Back on Stage 2, taking on Stage 2 for the 7th time in his career. He's only failed to get through Stage 2 once before, so he'll be pretty confident that he can do it again, he can clear again today, especially since he's beaten Stage 2 in both of the last 2 tournaments, and he's flying through the brick climb onto the spider walk. Moving nicely up. No one's using the window technique, I see. We saw that quite a lot in the first episode, using the Normac technique, but no one seems to have employed it so far. He's quickly down the downward section on the spider walk, and he's onto the hanging stairs. 34 seconds left on the clock. He's pretty good for time at the minute. Nicely over it, and onto the metal spin. Sizing it up. He goes for the jump. No! Oh, Ump! No! Ump is down! He's down on the metal spin. It claims another victim. But this is surely the biggest scalp it has claimed so far. Ump Double Ump, who admitted he'd had a few drinks before he started his stage 1 run in Tournament 16. It looked like he had got the jump. Get a look at it again. He jumped at the right time, but he bounced off the antenna. He almost still landed it though. He bounced off to the very edge, but he slipped off, and Ump Double Ump is out on stage 2. Oh, that is an unbelievable shock, and how will it affect the mindset of our next competitor? Pro Racer Elite MKB, who incredibly has made it to stage 2 more times than Ump has. This is his 8th time on the second stage. And he's also only failed to get through this stage 2 once before. That was in Tournament 11. He's beaten stage 2 in his 6 other attempts. But how will he fare, having seen Ump just fail? Elite managed to get to the cliffhanger in the last tournament, which was his best ever attempt on this course. Whoa! Elite, that was a bit all over the place. Oh no, he misses the jump! Elite! No, he misses the jump again! What is Elite doing? This is a complete catastrophe on the brick climb of all obstacles. He's over it now, but he's already used up 30 seconds. This is surely a race against the clock now, and I think it's a race that Elite's going to lose here. He's trying to pick up some speed on the spider walk here. Nobody oversteps the mark! Elite is down on the spider walk! Oh, this is unbelievable! What on earth has happened in our last 2 runs? Elite was trying to go way too fast on the brick climb. Missing the jump twice, bashing his head all over the place, and when he finally got up it, he knew he was against the clock. He tried to race through the spider walk, but he overjumped on that last column on the across section and overjumped all of the columns on the downward section and plummeted into the water. That is a shocking failure from the Elite, and it is currently the worst attempt we've seen so far on stage 2. Oh, bad, unbelievable from Elite. 2 top veterans, two of the best competitors of all on this course, have now failed the second stage. How will our All-Stars fare? First up is Smokey Massacre, hoping he can lead the way for our All-Stars. If you wanted one All-Star though to run the course first, it would probably be Smokey, because he is an absolute machine on this stage 2. He's beaten it in the last 5 tournaments. He usually gets the fastest time as well, and he flies up the brick climb. He's looking to speed his way through the second stage. He wants this stage 2 out of the way. Oh, look at him! He's going backwards up the spider walk. The confidence, the arrogance of the man, flying through it. He wants stage 2 out of the way so he can focus on stage 3. Onto the hanging stairs. Uses just 3 of the steps to get across. Onto the metal spin. Oh, he flies straight into it! It's his obstacle, so he knows how to do it, and that's 29 seconds left for the vehicle ramps. This is unbelievable. If he does this, this could be the fastest ever time. Oh no, he does take his time for the last jump. He makes it to the end, and that's 17.6 seconds left on the clock, and that is the 3rd fastest ever time through stage 2 in Ninja Warrior of Halo history. Unbelievable stuff from Smokey Massacre. Put off by Ump and Elite's failures, as if Smokey powered his way up the spider walk. He showed no respect for the spider walk, and then he flew through the metal spin. It is his obstacle, so he knows how to do it. And for the 6th straight tournament in a row, Smokey Massacre is moving on to the 3rd stage. Well, after that dominating performance, will this give confidence to Drago Is Sick? Hopefully it will, because although this is the 8th straight appearance in a row he's made it to stage 2, and that's a record that goes all the way back to Tournament 8, despite that, in his 7 previous attempts, he's failed stage 2 4 times. once on dodgeball, once on the balance tank, and twice on the vehicle ramps, including in the last tournament when he ran out of time, because he lost too much time on the spider walk and couldn't recover. Drago has announced, of course, that this will be his final ever appearance on Ninja Warrior of Halo, and on Halo Jumping before he retires. He's had an unbelievable career, and surely he deserves one final crack at the 3rd stage. He's moving nicely through the spider walk, much better than he did in the last tournament, onto the hanging stairs. This obstacle has proven to be a real pussycat of an obstacle. We're going to have to make it harder in the next tournament. Onto the metal spin. Can Drago get this? It took out his good friend Ump. Oh, and he just gets it! But he makes it across. Drago refuses to be beaten. He is sending out a message that he is still here. He is still Drago Is Sick, and he will get his final attempt on the 3rd stage. He refuses to go quietly into the night, and Drago beats the 2nd stage with 3.7 seconds left on the clock. Well done to Drago Is Sick. He's very happy. He smashes up the mongoose. He's jumping for joy. He's delighted, and he deserves it, undoubtedly. He was pretty careful through the first half of the course, making sure not to make a mistake on the spider walk or on the brick climb, and he did what he had to do. He had a very close call here though on the metal spin, and it was hearts in our mouths for a split second, but Drago was just teasing us, and he will once again be moving on one last time to the 3rd stage. Well, if Drago succeeded, and he deserved it, surely our next competitor is also desperate to succeed. He is the king of the derps, the ultimate Wally, that is X-Dom the Bomb X. This is back on stage 2, having failed to make it to the 2nd stage in the last tournament. This is his 6th time on stage 2, and his 5 previous attempts, he's beaten stage 2 every time. So can he preserve this 100% success rate? Well, to do that, he's going to have to beat what is surely proving to be the toughest stage 2 ever in Ninja Warrior of Halo history. Quickly up the brick climb nicely onto the spider walk. He's also surely going to be wanting to take revenge for his friend Elite, who just failed on this obstacle. Oh, that's a slip! Oh, Dom, that could have ended catastrophically. We could have had 2 Brits out on the spider walk then. But Dom survives. Heading down. And through to the hanging stairs. But with only 30 seconds left on the clock, he might want to pick up the pace here. Come on, Dom. Yes. 21 seconds, metal spin, he's done it before, can he do it again? Come on, Dom! Yes! Can he get off? Yes! But 11 seconds for the vehicle ramps, this could be very close. Cracks and sounds, 1st ramp done. 2nd ramp done. He's got to go for it, this is going to be so close! Dom! Yes! Yes! 9/10 of a second left on the clock. X-Dom the Bomb X completes the 2nd stage, very well done to X-Dom the Bomb X. He cut it close, but that's all he knows. He's not one for going fast. He likes to make us all sweat. Well done to X-Dom the Bomb X. He's happy. He's very happy. He preserves his 100% success rate. He had a close call here on the spider walk. Almost slipped off. He could have slipped off. He could have slipped all the way back to the bottom, and that could have cost him even more time. But he was able to make it through and just completed stage 2 within the time limit. Nicely over the metal spin, and X-Dom the Bomb X for the 6th time is moving on to the 3rd stage, and he will get one final crack on stage 3. What a Wally. Well, at the end of it all, we have now reached our 22nd and final competitor. The last ever run on Stage 2 on the Xbox 360. 1,000 competitors have taken on Stage 1, 140 have made it to Stage 2. And this is our 140th and final ever Stage 2 run. And who else would it be but Grand Champion Re95. who is also looking to preserve his 100% success rate on stage 2. If Dom's record is good, Ree's is even better. 9 previous attempts, 9 clears. Can he make it 10 out of 10? Nicely over the chain reaction. Onto the brick climb. This, of course, is going to be... Oh, Ree! Oh, he slipped up there! But he doesn't slip up again. He doesn't pull an elite. Onto the spider walk. Ree has, of course, announced, like Dom and Drago, that this will be his last ever appearance on the course. So if they've made it, Ree has to make it as well. He is determined to make it to the 3rd stage one last time and go out with a bang. Moving nicely over the hanging stairs, and sure enough, that's it, 0 failures on the hanging stairs. That definitely needs to be made harder. Now for the metal spin. Can he get this? Yes he can. Can he get off? Yes he can. 16 seconds for the vehicle ramps. He's over the 1st ramp. Bye bye to the 2nd ramp. Klaxon sounds, hello to the 3rd ramp, and cheerio. And Re95 completes the 2nd stage with 3.5 seconds left on the clock. He surely was going to succeed. It was never in doubt. He is our grand champion. He is our Mr. 100, Mr. 1000 in this tournament. And he makes it to the finish line. He looked to be in trouble when he missed this jump on the brick climb, but he didn't let it faze him as he was solid through the rest of the obstacles, and by the time he got to the vehicle ramps, he knew he had just enough time left in the bank. He was able to overcome the metal spin, which has taken out so many others. And with this handsome looking Spartan watching on in the background, he's happy. I'm happy that Ree succeeded. 10 out of 10 on stage 2 for Re95. Well done to him. And like Drago and Ree before him, he will get one final crack on the stage 3. Before we finish, guys, let's take a look at stage 2's Ninja Killer. Every obstacle on this stage tests our competitor's skill set in a different way. But out of all of them, undoubtedly, the metal spin has proven to be the most challenging obstacle, taking out 7 competitors, from the inexperienced who have taken on stage 2 for their first time ever, to some of our most experienced competitors ever, including in today's episode when we saw Expose, Spiteful, and Double all fail. So surely this metal spin has proven to be one of the toughest stage 2 obstacles ever. And that brings us to the end of stage 2. A record 22 challengers stepped up to take on this stage. And we saw some unbelievable entertainment and some shocking failures. But in the end, half of the competitors were able to succeed, which means for the 3rd tournament in a row, we will have a record group moving on to the 3rd stage. But that only tells half the story. The metal spin, as we said, proved to be unbelievably merciless, and in fact 7 former stage 3 finalists were unable to complete this stage 2. So even though we had a record 11 clears, we also had 11 failures, which is the most ever on stage 2 in a single tournament. So had things been different, we surely would have had more clears. Nevertheless, 11 did manage to succeed and are moving on to the final ever stage 3. The 3rd fastest ever time on stage 2 in Ninja Warrior of Halo history by Smokey Massacre beat out Game Types' impressive 2nd place time. He was then closely followed by Master Nuramak, Alpha Puma and Shady Degree. Puma and Shadier will both be taking on stage 3 for their first time ever. Then we had Sain the Legend, Buddy Jumps, All Stars, Drago Is Sick, Re95 and X and Go Tanks. These 11 are halfway to achieving total victory. Next time, 11 competitors are still standing on the Xbox 360. 2 of them will be taking on stage 3 for their first time ever, whilst 4 of them are 4 of the most experienced and successful competitors of all time. In the last tournament, 10 competitors made it to this stage and they all failed. With 11 still standing this time round, do any of them have what it takes to defeat this near impossible stage 3 and advance to the final stage and become a grand champion? I hope you guys have enjoyed today's episode and enjoyed Stage 2, and you'll join us again soon for Stage 3, which will surely be one of the most intense and emotional moments ever in Ninja Warrior of Halo. Until then, like, comment and subscribe. Please go and check out our Let's Plays. I've been Hunter Unit 751. Goodbye.